All right, well, I'm going to start recording now.
Okay.
You are denying me the right to record?
Stop.
I got a prosthetic leg.
Put your hands behind your back.
Get up, sir. Come on.
Give it, let me have it.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Put your hands behind your back.
Hey.
Oh, you want to act stupid.
No, my leg is falling off.
Okay.
God damn it, look at that. You.
Listen. I'm
Let me.
I'm gonna say it one more time.
I will.
Okay.
I was showing you my leg fell off, and you didn't care.
You didn't have to do that.
I told you before I kicked it off that it was coming off.
Okay.
Now I'll grab my leg, I'll put it on, and I'll stand up, please.
All right, so stand up.
Go back over there.
Thank
Use
you.
your leg.
Go.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're helping
Thank you.
him. We don't need you over here. Goodbye. That's great. You are too. We're trying to get his ID. I guess he's refusing identity.
Because I haven't broken the law.
It didn't need to get to this level.
I didn't do nothing.
Focus on putting your stuff back on so we can continue what we're doing here, okay?
What, violating my rights?
No, nobody's violating your rights.
Well,
All
yes,
you have to
because
do-
I haven't
Can I finish talking?
No, because I haven't broken the law.
Okay, you're asking.
I can only have to be
Okay.
verified myself
No.
if I break the law.
All right.
No.
Hurry up and put that
Yes,
stuff on.
it is.
Put it on. Hurry
It's a
up.
federal Supreme Court
Put it on.
ruling.
Hurry up. Put it on.
Yeah, what happened to you just got through saying that
Just
I
finish
was
putting.
being-
Just finish
Hey,
putting.
I'm asking a question. I'm allowed to
you're
do
not
that.
asking the questions here.
I am
I'm
too.
asking the questions here. So
I
now,
don't have
so
to answer
before,
anything.
So before I get you up,
I don't have to answer
before I get
anything.
you up, listen to me.
Plead the fifth.
Listen to me. Before I get you
I
up.
have a right to remain silent.
Okay, no problem.
Put your shoe on.
See, I have no toes.
Okay.
Nobody cares. Go, put it on.
That's right. Nobody cares.
Put it on. Put it on. Hurry up. I'm
Well,
trying to
that
help
is
you.
your
I'm
mandatory.
trying to help you, or you're gonna go to jail without no shoes and without no legs.
All right. Put your foot in front of that, please. Go.
Do you have your ID with you for the last time?
How many times? How many
The last
times?
time.
I told you I did.
You do. So are you gonna provide us with your ID?
Under threat of arrest, yes.
No. No.
I'm going to under threat of arrest.
Nobody's threatening you.
Well, you just got. Don't. You're making me lose balance.
My man.
You're going to make me lose balance.
My man.
Listen.
My pants are falling down.
My man.
Under threat of arrest, I will ID. If you're not going to arrest me, I refuse.
That's not how that works.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
After being placed in handcuffs for attempting to film the encounter, Mr. Bailey agrees to provide his identification under threat of arrest, but the officers refuse to allow him to do so. As the Supreme Court explained in the 2004 case of Heibel versus 6th Judicial District Court of Nevada, quote, "In the ordinary course, a police officer is free to ask a person for identification without implicating the Fourth Amendment. In these circumstances, citizens are free to decline to provide identification, and they do not have a legal obligation to comply with a mere request. Now, on the other hand, in a situation where an officer has reasonable suspicion to believe that an individual is involved in criminal activity, they may detain the individual and, in some jurisdictions, require them to identify themselves." Section 901.151 of the Florida statute states that, quote, "Whenever any law enforcement officer of this state encounters any person under circumstances which reasonably indicate that such person has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a violation of the criminal laws of this state or the criminal ordinances of any municipality or county, the officer may temporarily detain such person for the purpose of ascertaining the identity of the person temporarily detained and the circumstances surrounding the person's presence abroad which led the officer to believe that the person had committed, was committing, or was about to commit a criminal offense." Now, despite the fact that this statute does not include a requirement that citizens provide identification to officers during a Terry stop, courts have concluded that the failure to provide identification can constitute obstructing or resisting an officer in violation of Section 843.02 of the Florida statutes, which prohibits resisting, obstructing, or opposing an officer in the lawful execution of a legal duty. For example, in the 2015 case of Moore versus Peterson, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Florida, held that, quote, "When an officer lawfully conducts a Terry stop, Florida Statute 843.02 authorizes the officer officer to arrest a person who refuses to provide identification in response to requests. Likewise, in the 2024 case of Colin versus Smith, the 11th Circuit concluded that Florida officers had arguable probable cause to arrest an individual who did not present his identification during a lawful Terry stop when the officer requested his identification 8 times. However, there are some distinctions between this situation and these cases. While a court could potentially find that there was reasonable suspicion to detain Mr. Bailey, when Mr. Bailey declined to provide his identification, Deputy Diaz-Rodriguez had not communicated to him that he was being detained or that he was not free to leave. Mr. Bailey also specifically asked Deputy Diaz-Rodriguez if he was required to provide identification, with Deputy Diaz-Rodriguez responding that he was only quote-unquote asking for the ID, and Mr. Bailey then respectfully advised that he did not want to share his identification at this time, leaving open the possibility that he would provide it at a later time.
Do you have your ID with you?
I do. I already answered that.
Can I please have it?
You're asking, or is it?
I am asking, yes.
All right,
I mean, we're here in a call, so we got to
I get that. I get that.
So can I please have your ID?
I'm respectively saying no at this point. Only at this point. Okay.
Once Deputy Diaz-Rodriguez made it clear that he was demanding identification rather than requesting it, Mr. Bailey agreed to provide it, but the officers refused to accept it. As such, Mr. Bailey would have a strong argument that his conduct did not rise to the level of resisting or obstructing the officers.
Yes, it is.
No, we're here for a lawful reason.
That's right. Until I have broken the law.
Okay.
And been
You're going to go in the car because you can't listen. You cannot listen to what we're
All right, let's go.
to you.
Let's go. Sit in the car.
Turn around. Put your hands on your back.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Get my feet right.
You're doing a little too much.
All I'm doing is talking.
No, you're not. You're not doing anything that we've asked you to do.
What?
You asked me
Let's go.
the ID. I asked not to ID.
What?
That's not how this works.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
I said I will give you my ID under a threat of arrest. So if you want it, I will give it to you. No, I am not a sovereign citizen. It's my constitutional right. So an awful search. You can pat me down, but you're not allowed to search me unless I'm under arrest.